I came to the conclusion a long time ago that the Western mainstream media is for the most part inhabited and controlled by two abnormal types of creatures: man-hating women and their cowardly male counterparts. And as soon as you see the guys in the media, as soon as they hear words like equality, women, sexism, misogyny, domestic violence, rape, sexual harassment, stalking, equal pay, equal representation, and blah, 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 just on and on and on. They just wet their pants, void their bloody bowels, and just dive under their desk until these man-hating bitches shut up. But they just don't. How can they go on and on and on for it's decades and decades on the same damn things? And men just sit at home and for the most part do nothing, and women soak it up like sponges. I also concluded that the women couldn't care less about them aiming these just this blind, mindless misandry at their sons, their uncles, their brothers and fathers. They betrayed their families, women have. They betrayed all the males in their families. No point mentioning their husbands because most women hate them. Anyway, they've, as far as I'm concerned, they've crossed the bridge to go over to the media, and as far as I'm concerned, the media can have them. As they say, all's fair in love and war, and these media women have been waging war against real men whilst winning the trust of women by posing as women's new providers and protectors. Used to be men's role, of course, but now they've conned women into believing that it's something that they do, that they actually care about them. They promise to protect women from the perils of domestic violence whilst battering them from pillar to post with falsified information about the subject. And all of this lying about domestic violence the hysteria that it's created has given millions of opportunities for women all over the world now. It's given them the fuel that they need to make false accusations of domestic violence in the divorce industry, because the domestic violence industry is just that. It's an industry, and it supports the divorce industry, which is heavily reliant on these false claims, and the divorce industry simply exists in order to perpetuate its own existence. And the only reason they give men a sort of I don't know what it is now, what, a 10% chance of getting custody of their children, is to tempt men in, to put in mountains of money in to get their precious children, and of course they rarely win. So it's just it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless getting married. And the women of the media know what's going on in the divorce industry. They're doing this deliberately, and it's not just a campaign against fathers either. This campaign is a hate campaign against children and grandparents as well. They never want to talk about that either. There's a hefty price to pay for all this hatred, though. Man-hating mothers become bewildered when their sons just tire of this hatred, and with no fatherly guidance or positive male role models in the media to follow, with even bonds being replaced. Is it any wonder they turn up and give up and turn to drink and drugs, or in prison, or just put a bloody noose around their necks and have done with it? The modern woman doesn't need men, as far as she's concerned, when she has the man-hating media to provide for her as well, with higher pay, better jobs, easier promotions, by lying and lying and lying about the equal pay gap. So the women of the media have won women's hearts and minds. Not that they have much of a heart anymore, or for that matter, that much of a mind left, because it's thoroughly brainwashed. And I'd say to the women of the media, you won women, you've won, okay? Keep them, do whatever the hell you want with them. They're no longer fit for breeding, which is why so many of them are lost, lonely and desperate automatons, brainwashed from ear to ear. They're going to menstruate for the last time, and like more bewildered women before them, they're going to flush that last egg down the toilet, down into the sewer, where it's going to perish, ironically amongst the condoms, and be crushed under the boots of the hard-working men down there. But don't worry, girls, your media mistresses don't want equality down in the sewers, and they may even lighten your load with a few more sneering jibes at men. Of course, we don't want women to work in the sewer. They're down there with all the other dirty rats. Thank you. Like always helps.